Hello, everyone. This is Irby Delgado. I'm live on Pastascope EDU. I guess today's theme is, as luck would have it, I have a number of speakers on right now, so hopefully there's no feedback. Just give me a moment to share out that this is actually going on. Just a second, so I'll pass the scope EDU. And then, hello everyone, this is Irby Delgado. Yeah, feedback. Anyway, so Pastascope EDU, as luck would have, was try to spell correctly under pressure, would have it. Okay, Pastascope, as luck would have it. Then show your work. Okay, well, there's no hashtag missing. Aye. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so my teleprompter's queued up. I need a teleprompter because I have a really bad memory and I'll forget what I intended to say. So that's done. Okay, as luck would have it, I'm off work for a few days. I would have gone to or traveled to Palm Springs, California for the Q conference this week, but like a lot of other events, other conferences and so on, they got called off on account of social distancing. It's been made virtually though, so the Spring Q that would have happened again in Palm Springs, today, tomorrow, and Saturday, is actually going to start live, I think, tomorrow afternoon online. You can go to cevent.com, events, Spring Q 2020 conference. That's spring-q-2020-conference to get information on signing up and stuff. What I would have done if I had been able to go was to do interviews of participants, of attendees, to get their take on different aspects of education, K-12 education, the conference, educational technology, pedagogy, stuff like that. I would have done that for today, and then the other 2 days, Friday and Saturday, students would have stepped in and covered it. Let's see, but like I said, it's going to be virtual now. I'm not really sure what to expect, given what the experience might be. I'm thinking it'll probably be streaming presenters, kind of like myself, even though I won't be presenting at Q, but I think it'll be something like this, where presenters will get in front of a camera and I think possibly screencast, their different slides and so on. Yeah, and so again, what I hope to do is to capture parts of it that come down through the Q app and cut out snippets and make, again, little highlights or like sound bites, I guess, on what they're talking about. I kind of got into this some time ago, actually, by streaming sessions. To go to a conference, find something interesting, or that I thought other people might find interesting, and then I'd stream it to Pastascope EDU, and then Facebook, YouTube, those kinds of places, and go from there. But like I said, my hope is that I'll be able to do that in some form from the Q app. I found a couple of tools recently that kind of aid me in that. And it's kind of remarkable how cheap they are. The first one is called IMG Play. It's on the iOS App Store. And what that lets me do is make animated GIFs and video clips. But a really cool thing is it lets me crop in really weird ways without ending up with those black box areas or black areas on the periphery of the actual video clip. So again, it's kind of a cool tool. I actually use another app called Luma FX. Again, very low cost. None of this stuff is over like $5. And I use that to go ahead and composite the video that I'll be collecting and so on. So I'm looking forward to that. I think a really cool part of all this technology that lets us share learning experiences is a lot of it already exists in our pockets. We all have iPhones or smartphones of some sort, and using something like Pastascope EDU, which I think is tied to Twitter, you can go ahead and make some really cool, do some really cool things. I'd like to share something now. Let me go to my Macintosh, and then being that it's only me in the studio today, I'll go ahead and do this. So there you see the screen that I'm looking at on my Macintosh. Okay, Switcher Studio, it lets me go ahead and connect a Macintosh. I think it does Windows as well. I'm not sure about Chrome, but it lets you screencast, again, through the Switcher Studio app, pretty much everything that you see. And so that's kind of cool. So I expect then during Spring Q, again, the virtual part of it, that people will be again sharing what they see on their screens. There'll be dialogue along as well, and again, the learning will happen remotely that way. Let's see. So back to me. Oh, I did want to mention that. See, there's the camera. Yeah, I did want to mention that Switcher Studio supports, I want to say 10 devices. I think it's 10 devices. So you can really get a lot of different angles of the stuff. I was thinking maybe I should have worn my Q hat to kind of cover the bald spot. And then, oh, by the way, one more thing, really important. So to capture the audio, what I'm using is actually a Rode microphone, a Rode Wireless Go. So it provides pretty good audio pickup. It's got one of those little, to me it looks like a dead cat, but they tell me it's a dead rat. But it's something, again, that filters out, background noise like wind and so on. Let's see, what else can I talk about? I guess really that's it. That's all that I really wanted to say. Again, just that I'm looking forward to virtual Spring Q. I haven't really seen a conference like this thrown together like this in such a short time after it was canceled, and I'm really looking forward to it. I know that again, it takes a lot to bring 100-something presenters together over, I think it's a 2-week period of time, to get the educational technology out there, new developments, get people to share their different experiences, different ways of using it. One thing that I'm really interested in is how we're going to get knowledge transfer. And by that I mean, one of the things that I really love about conferences like Q throws, the eLearning Guild does some pretty good ones too, like DevLearn, but is how you can interact with people on the show floor or in the conference floor. You want to go to lunch together, that's cool. With social distancing, of course, we're not going to be able to do that live. So I'm just wondering how we're going to get down that low level, nitty gritty, sharing going on. That's again a big part of it, meeting people and stuff. So I'm really curious as to how that's going to work. Hopefully my little part of it, again, doing these little snippets and highlights, call outs, whatever, will help out in some way. So if you have a chance, I really encourage you to, again, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I really hope you're able to go to Spring Q virtual. I think it's $75 if you hadn't registered for the actual conference. I think anyone that registered for the actual conference can attend the virtual conference with no additional cost. So again, I encourage you to to at least consider it. If you're not able to, you're teaching virtual, your students and stuff like that, is look for us on Twitter with the hashtag. I'm guessing because I haven't heard officially. I have to ask John Carippo about it, but I think the hashtag is going to be something like hashtag virtual Spring Q. Anyway, as luck would have it, I really hope that you got something out of this. I know it was fun kind of setting up. I'm actually off for 3 days, because again, I would have been at the conference, and I didn't want to give up the time off so that when I hit my day job next week, I'm fresh and refreshed actually by the learning that I'm going to get from these teachers that I meet. When I was a kid, and I'm thinking about 17 or 18 years old, I asked a lot of people, the people that were significant in my life up to that time. My dad, my mom, some uncles, a couple of teachers that I had, what I might do. And I remember my Uncle John saying, my Uncle Juan saying, what you guys should do is you should be a barber. You should be a baba. Well, you didn't actually say it with that accent because he's Hispanic. It would have come out something else. Anyway, I think really what I should have done, way back then, certainly after I left the Navy back in '83, should have been a teacher. It's kind of hard, remembering these days. And so I don't know how well I would do in teacher school if I ever did, give that a try. But I kind of wish I was because, man, they do some magical things. Anyway, again, this is Irby Delgado. I hope you got something out of this, as luck would have it, Past the Scope EDU session. And I now turn you back to your regular programming.